In a place where the sea whispers secrets to the shore, stands a lighthouse, old and a little bit grumpy. It's cared for by a man named Elias Finn, a keeper whose heart beats in time with the ocean's rhythm. With him is his only companion, Captain, a cat whose primary occupation is sleeping. The lighthouse wasn't just a building of brick and lantern. It had a soul of its own. It would groan when the wind was particularly blustery, as if complaining about the draft. On calm days, it would hum a low, contented tune, the sun warming its whitewashed walls. Elias knew its language, the creaks and shudders that spoke of changing tides and approaching storms. He and the lighthouse were old friends, sharing a silent understanding that only comes with years of shared solitude. Most days were a quiet routine. Elias would polish the great lens until it shone like a captured star, check the mechanisms, and paint over any spots where the salty air had started to bite. Captain would follow him, yawning, occasionally offering a lazy blink of approval before finding a sunbeam to nap in. The lighthouse would watch them, its single, great eye closed against the daylight, resting. It grumbled about the gulls that perched on its railings and sighed with the ebbing tide. But when dusk painted the sky in shades of orange and purple, the lighthouse would stir. Elias would climb the winding stairs, the scent of salt and oil filling the air. With a flick of a switch and the gentle whir of machinery, the light would come to life. A powerful, steady beam, cutting through the encroaching darkness. This was its purpose, its reason for being. One night, a fog rolled in, thick and suffocating, a gray blanket that swallowed the sea and sky. Elias sat in his chair, the warmth of the small stove making him drowsy, with Captain purring on his lap. The world outside had vanished, leaving only the muffled sound of the foghorn, a lonely, mournful call into the void. The lighthouse, however, was wide awake. It felt the damp chill in its very bones and didn't like it one bit. It focused its energy, pushing its beam of light into the dense mist. It was a struggle, like trying to shout through a thick wall. The light seemed to be eaten by the fog just a few feet from the lantern room. Suddenly, through the deep hum of its own machinery, the lighthouse heard something else, a faint, desperate sound. The low, panicked blast of a ship's horn, lost and dangerously close to the treacherous rocks that lined the coast. Elias, dozing in his chair, was startled by a loud, insistent creak from the lighthouse structure, a sound it only made in the direst of warnings. His eyes snapped open. He rushed to the window, peering into the impenetrable gray. He couldn't see anything, but he could feel the tension in the air, the silent plea from the sea. The lighthouse focused all its strength. It seemed to pour all its years of standing against storms, all its silent pride into its stem. The light pulsed, stronger, more intensely, a brilliant spear of white fighting against the oppressive fog. It wasn't just a machine anymore. It was a beacon with a will, a fierce determination to be seen. Out on the water, the lost ship's crew saw it, a faint, ghostly glow at first, then a clear, unwavering light, a path to safety, a promise of shore. Slowly, carefully, the ship turned, following the guiding beam away from the jagged rocks and towards the calm waters of the harbor. As dawn began to break, the fog started to retreat, peeling back to reveal a calm, gray sea. The ship was safe. Elias watched from the top of the tower, a tired but profound sense of relief washing over him. He patted the cool metal of the lantern housing. "Good work, old friend," he whispered. The lighthouse didn't respond with a creak or a groan. It simply stood, silent and tall, as the first rays of morning sun touched its peak. Its light faded as the day brightened. Its job done, it settled into a quiet rest, the grumpiness gone, replaced by a deep, resonant pride. It was a silent hero of the coast, watching over the sleeping world, ready and waiting for the next night's watch. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from the quiet corners of the world.